A top story first. Puravankara shares surged as high as 15% today after the Bengaluru-based developer reported a robust operational performance for the first quarter of the fiscal. The rally was driven by strong growth across key business metrics. The company posted pre-sales of 1,439 crore rupees, up 28% year-on-year, while customer collections rose 40% to 1,199 crore. Now, sales volumes increased 9% too to 1.36 million square feet, with average price realizations climbing 18% to well over 10,500 per square foot. Puravankara also handed over 745 homes during the quarter, adding projects worth 5,200 crore rupees in gross development value. The company CEO for South India, Marana Saslu, spoke exclusively to ET Now earlier in the day. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
We could close the deal. That's 1,100 crore rupees. That's the total GDV, as you said. And it's in Doddagubbಿ, Bangalore, north of Hennur Road. It's a great location. We're very happy about it. And also recently, the last week, we closed another deal in Mundur, that is in Bangalore, northeast, closer to the old Madras Road. That's another 2,300 crores. So we started off the year very well, replenishing whatever we have sold, and so that we have steady supply to the market. As I said, that in the last year that we did around 18,000 crore rupees of total deal closures, and previous to that we had done around 15,000 crore rupees of deal closure. So all of that put together at around 28,000 crore rupees in the last 3 years is what we have added. And this year we are bringing around 24,000 crore rupees of total asset to the market, total GDV value units to the market.
Moving on, the Supreme Court has stayed the Madras High Court's order directing the Tamil Nadu government to ensure a statewide ban on the slaughter of cows and calves. A bench of Justices Vikram Nath and Sandeep Mehta observed that the final paragraph of the High Court's order required quote-unquote correction and issued notice on the Tamil Nadu government's appeal. Now, for context for some of our viewers, in the month of May, the Madras High Court directed the state of Tamil Nadu to strictly implement a 1976 government order and ensure that no cow or calf was slaughtered anywhere in Tamil Nadu, including around the time of Bakrid. However, the state then appealed to the Supreme Court with the argument that the direction effectively imposed a blanket ban on all cow slaughter, which in effect was against the provisions of the Tamil Nadu Animal Preservation Act of 1958. It is on the basis of this argument that the Supreme Court has now stayed the Madras High Court ruling. For more on this development, I'm now joined by my colleague Dharni, who brings us this report.
Well, definitely it's an interim relief for the state government. The state government, as Harish was pointing out, had appealed against Madras High Court order that banned slaughtering of cows and calves in public places or in any place on any day for that matter. So as far as the politics surrounding this development is concerned, when the Madras High Court order earlier came out, several political parties in Tamil Nadu, like the Communists, IUML, VCK, DMK, etc., they opposed the Madras High Court order and they wanted the TVK government to file an appeal in the Supreme Court against it as soon as possible. And of course, we saw the TVK government doing exactly the same. But as far as the BJP here in the state is concerned, they are vehemently opposing this move by the state government. The state government's act of appealing against the Madras High Court order is being opposed vehemently by the BJP, and now it remains to be seen how the BJP is going to react to this interim relief from the Supreme Court.
And staying with more court action, there's an all-important development in the Ramsar issue that's put a spanner in the works of real estate projects impacting developers like Brigade right here in Chennai. The Tamil Nadu State Wetland Authority has told the Madras High Court that there is no fixed 1 kilometer buffer zone around the Pallikarnai Ramsar site. Instead, it argued that the wetlands zone of influence should be determined by hydrology and ecological factors and not by a uniform distance. Now, the clarification comes amid concerns over a recent planning freeze that we have also been reporting on right here on ET Now, that the Tamil Nadu government imposed roughly along a radius of 1 kilometer over the ecologically sensitive Puravankara marshland. For context, the marsh is an internationally recognized water body of ecological importance, or a Ramsar site as it's called. Now this in turn, and we've been reporting this, has impacted real estate projects in South Chennai, including Brigade's proposed residential development Morgan Heights. It has also resulted, developers say, in the temporary suspension of projects worth 72,000 crore rupees. Now the authority has told the court that an updated integrated management plan is being prepared in line with the wetland rules, and that a conventional 1 kilometer buffer is unsuitable for a heavily urbanized wetland like the Puravankara marshland is. Now the case is significant because the final demarcation will determine where future development can and cannot take place around one of Chennai's most ecologically sensitive wetlands. Moving on to news from space tech next. India's private space sector is preparing for a defining moment. Skyroot Aerospace's Vikram 1 mission, the company's maiden orbital launch, is set to carry a range of commercial payloads, marking a major milestone for India's fast-growing space tech ecosystem. Now, for context, the launch window for Vikram 1 opened over the weekend and will go on till early August, which means Skyroot can effectively launch its Vikram 1 launch vehicle anytime within this period. Among those on board are payloads from Bengaluru-based Grahaa Space and Cosmoserve, with the mission expected to demonstrate technologies that could unlock new commercial applications in Earth observation and space-based services. So joining us now is Ramesh Kumar V, founder of Grahaa Space. We'll discuss what this mission means for the company, the technology Grahaa is putting into orbit, the commercial opportunities that could follow a successful launch, and how Indian space startups are moving beyond proof of concept to building globally competitive businesses. Ramesh, thanks so much for joining us on South Central. Let me start by asking you, what exactly is Grahaa Space flying on Vikram 1, and what are you trying to prove with this mission that can't be validated on the ground?
We are actually launching our Solaris nano satellite in Mission Siddhi, which is part of the Vikram 1 launch. And we would be testing our systems and subsystems, the nano satellite bus and platform itself. And we are intending to prove it in space. So this actually helps us validate our technologies that we have developed for our nano satellites, and it will be helpful for our future missions as well. So when I mean technology, the demonstration of our systems and subsystems, that includes our communication module, our power systems, solar panels, antenna unit, all of them together, the control module, all of them together. So that forms our holistic bus and platform. So this is what we intend to do with Vikram 1. Earlier last year, we did test it out with, we wanted to test with the Brazilian launch, but then since it was a partial success, we are again doing it this time. So that's in short, yeah.
Right, so let's set some context for our viewers, Ramesh. How important is this launch for Grahaa Space's commercial roadmap, and how will a successful mission actually translate into contracts and revenue opportunities for you?
Yeah, sure. So, Grahaa Space as a company, we have been working on the technology to stream near real-time geospatial video data. So that means whatever event is happening on ground, we will be able to capture it, compress it, and stream it in near real time. There is going to be a bit of latency, but it's far better than having static images taken after an event has happened already. So this is one of the crucial applications that we are working towards. And this particular mission, as I already mentioned, will validate our systems and subsystems, which will be used for our consecutive launches, consecutive satellites. And we will build on top of this tech stack. So that's all. That's what we intend to do, achieve with this mission. Yeah.
Right. So, we're actually having this conversation at a time when the country has a growing space tech ecosystem. So how does Grahaa Space fit into that value chain? And what exactly is the problem that you are trying to solve for your customers?
So Indian space sector, Indian private space sector is pretty new, and there are a lot of good players working on multiple mission requirements. You might have already heard that Skyroot had done the suborbital in 2022, and it's been a successful mission. And Agnikul also tested their own launch vehicle. If you look at the satellite side, already Pixel had done an excellent work. They have done hyperspectral imaging, and Galaxy recently attempted their own satellite. So when you look at Grahaa Space, we are intending to do geospatial video data, which very few organizations across the globe are experimenting right now. So I can name a few, but then I'll keep it for later. So this particular tech on geospatial video data can be achieved only through a constellation, right? So our technology demonstration is very crucial in this particular, in this particular domain. And through this particular launch, we are intending to test our systems and subsystems, which I already mentioned. And where we fit in the value chain, there are a lot of opportunities and challenges in terms of international border monitoring, industrial intelligence reporting, disaster and emergency response. So these are all some of the areas where near real-time data can augment the ground-based data to provide real-time insights. That's where we are trying to play around. As of now, if you look at defense, drones are extensively used for surveillance. And drones have their own limitations in terms of the flying time limit, the height at which it can fly. And then right now, there are a lot of anti-drone technologies that has come into play, which makes it difficult for us to deploy. So you have to deploy a large number of drones, which makes it operationally challenging, right? You need more operators, you need to more control mechanism. Of course, some of the startups are working on automating the whole drone swarms, but then right now it's mostly manually operated. So these are the challenges that people are working with right now, and that's where we intend to do geospatial video data, through which, using a constellation, we'll be able to stream near real-time videos. So any particular location on Earth, you will be able to watch whatever event is happening in near real time with the latency, but that you will get it.
So, Ramesh, which are the sectors that are showing the strongest demand for the tech in question? And what is your order book and your order timeline looking like at this time and place?
Yeah, so we are still in the early stages. We are in the technology demonstration phase. We have letter of intents from some of the clients, which I don't want to name right now. Also, some of the experimental payloads have signed up with us. So these are the things that we are working on. The sectors, if you ask, as I already told you, we cater to both B2G and B2B. So in terms of government, defense is one of the primary sectors which we will be focusing on. Then defense and disaster and emergency response, marine intelligence, smart city infrastructure management. All these things are potential sectors which can benefit from our data. If you look at businesses, industrial intelligence is something which we intend to provide. Utility mapping through the data extracted from our videos. People would be able to do utility mapping and then understand the infrastructure requirements in various places. And also for shipping and logistics customers, we'll be able to provide real-time vessel tracking. So these are some of the areas where we would be able to cater to through our data once the constellation is up and running.
Right. I know, while you may not want to name names, Ramesh, what is the potential order book looking like, both in terms of numbers as well as what are these orders like really?
No, that's what I said, right? So we still are working on a lot of things, a lot of variables around. Some of them are letter of intent, some of them are MOU, some of them are purchase orders. So I don't want to get into that at this point of time because we are all in the early stages. So yeah, we'll let you know in due course. Definitely, you'll get to know you through our press.
Right, fair enough, Ramesh. We'll wait for that update. But, I have to ask you, the fact is that space startups face long development cycles, and you know this more than I do, especially given the massive capital requirements that you come with. So what's your funding pipeline looking like, and when will you end up raising funds at all?
Okay, so unlike the industry peers, Grahaa Space is completely bootstrapped so far. We only have founders infusion. Apart from that, we have grants which we have taken, through which we have brought it to this level. So if you look at the grant, we have taken Nidhi Prayas, we have taken Startup India Seed Fund, and we also got an Australian Innovation Grant from Government of South Australia through the Venture Catalyst Space Program. So all these things have helped us, navigate till this level. And we also have been having discussions with some of the investors right now, and we are yet to close another round. We still have not, but we are working on that. So the funding pipeline, we are right now in the verge of raising funds. We are still working on it. Probably once one round is closed, we will get to know. Once that is done, we will be able to start building our constellation required for the end result. And in between, there will be 2 more rounds which we'll be raising. So that's the long-term funding pipeline plan which we have as of now, which is as like any other space startup, right? So.
Right, but if you had a wishing willow of sorts, how much funding would you like to secure over the next few rounds?
Right. So right now we are intending to raise 32 crores. That's what we are working on. So yeah, the further rounds will continue after the milestones are achieved. It's too early to discuss about that. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you bring up milestones, Ramesh. So what are some of the milestones that will end up refining Graha's journey into the future?
Okay, so see, this particular agreement with Skyroot was signed back in 2022. We are one of the early players in the industry. 2021 is when Grahaa Space was incorporated under the name Akshata Aerospace Private Limited. So from that time onwards, we have been slowly building. Given the fact that we are bootstrapped, we have not aggressively pursued our milestones per se, because slowly whenever there is a fund infusion, we have been executing things. So what has happened is last year in December 2025, we attempted the same technology demonstration mission with a Korean rocket player, a Korean launch vehicle service provider called InnoSpace from Alcantara Space Center, Brazil. So we are one of the few Indian startups who had actually got all the clearances, who had obtained the necessary regulatory licenses to export our satellite to Brazil. And from there, we attempted the launch. From the satellite perspective, it's completely qualified. We got it all done, and it's fully ready. But then there was some anomaly with the launch vehicle, because of which the launch was a partial success. So then immediately Vikram 1 was coming up. Anyways, we had an agreement earlier, so we could immediately ramp up, and then we can come back and then do this launch. So we got some 3 months to get it all done. So we executed, the team successfully executed it. So this has been a journey so far, and this technology demonstration is very crucial because we are testing our systems and subsystems, as I already told you. After this, there is another 2 more launches coming up, where we intend to test our optical payload, which is our proprietary system for Earth observation purposes. Once that optical payload is successful and the communication is also successful, then we would start building our constellation. So that is what our long-term plan is. So right now, our intention is to successfully demonstrate the bus and platform, then the communication module, and then the optical payload module. So these are the 3 crucial things that we have to achieve before we proceed with the building the constellation.
Well, Ramesh, exciting times for Graha just up ahead. All the very best for those plans and milestones. And here's wishing you the best for that launch window as well for Vikram 1 and the Grahaa Space payload on that rocket. Moving on to some rather tragic news next. The mortal remains of the 15 Indian tourists killed in the tragic speedboat accident off Vietnam's Phu Quoc Island are being repatriated to India today. The victims include 10 individuals from Tamil Nadu, 3 from Andhra Pradesh and 2 from Kerala. The Indian embassy in Vietnam, we're told, is coordinating with the Vietnamese authorities for the speedy return of these remains. For context, the victims of the tragedy were tourists who were part of a group trip to Vietnam when their boat carrying 32 Indian passengers and 4 Vietnamese crew members capsized shortly after leaving the Hon Mai Ruth Nhoi Island. 16 survivors have been discharged and are returning home, while one of the casualties remains in critical condition. Vietnamese authorities have launched an investigation into the cause of the tragedy, which have tragically taken the lives of 15 Indians. Moving on, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Joseph Vijay today made his first official visit to his home constituency, Perambur, after assuming office as Chief Minister. Vijay used the occasion to inaugurate his designated office as MLA in the constituency and even launched a dedicated mobile app that allows residents to register civic grievances and track their resolution. My colleague Dharani has more from that visit.
He is here at the MLA office. He is inaugurating his own MLA office, and following that, he will be distributing the PDS cards, and subsequently he will have an inspection at the bus depot here. This is the quick agenda of the Chief Minister here in Perambur, and of course during our conversations with the people over here, these are all residents of Perambur, and they are very happy that their representative, public representative, is none other than the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. C. Joseph Vijay, and they in fact put forward a demand during this conversation that we had with them. They want the Chief Minister to visit their constituency once every month. They want the Chief Minister to do a road show, or they want the Chief Minister to come to his MLA office and collect their grievances in person at least once every month is what they say. So at least once every month Mr. Vijay should visit Perambur, and he should be visiting the MLA office, and he should hear our grievances and our problems in person. He should be collecting all those petitions from us in person is what these residents of Perambur have to say. That is the demand coming in from him. In fact, before elections, we saw Mr. Vijay reiterating the same. He told that even if he becomes the Chief Minister, he will always remain approachable for the people of Perambur, and the people of Perambur do not need to hesitate to reach out to him, is what he had told earlier. So it looks like he is trying to keep up that promise. Today this MLA office is being inaugurated, and in fact very soon an exclusive app only for the people of Perambur will be unveiled, and through this exclusive app the people of Perambur, they can register their complaints, they can register their grievances, and this will directly be taken to the attention of the concerned authorities, and all the grievances, they will be resolved within 7 to 14 days is what we are learning at this point in time.
And staying with more news from Chennai, watching videos or playing music without earphones on the Chennai Metro could cost you up to 2,500 rupees in fines. The Chennai Metro Rail has sharply increased the penalty for this act from 500 rupees to amended provisions under the Metro Rail Act. The CMRL said that passengers speaking loudly on calls, using speaker, phones or creating a nuisance could also face fines and even be removed from Metro Rail premises. And before we end, legendary playback singer S. Janaki was cremated with full state honours in Mysuru. The iconic singer, who passed away at the age of 88, leaves behind a musical legacy spanning more than 6 decades and thousands of songs across multiple Indian languages. So, in a tribute of sorts to the musical icon, Kerala MOS Suresh Gopi broke into song at the Chennai airport. The minister admitted that it was tough to sing one of Janaki's songs at its time, but obliged reporters who gently encouraged him to break into song.
വെളിച്ചിട്ടം വരുന്നില്ല വീരന്നുകാരൻ എൻ്റെ വീരന്നുകാരൻ